Hello, it's Molly Reamer with Bridges Grove and 30 Days of Goddess with a flip through video from my April prayer book for 30 Days of Goddess. As always, if you go to 30daysofgoddess.com, you will find resources for the current month, including lots of printables as well as a printable prayer book file that you can use. The prayer books themselves are available via lulu.com. There are 12 volumes, one for each month of the year, and you can order multiple ones at once. So you can order June, July, and August all at the same time if you want to. So for this prayer book, I used my monthly practice snapshot cards in the beginning so that I could reinforce and kind of re-anchor into those every day when I open my prayer book. I have my Persephone, my color Story Goddess Art Oracle card in the pocket, and then also my April card and a basic ritual for the month. Every month I'm making snapshot cards which provide overall guidance for a month's thematic practice. And so that's what those are. And then the theme was love for April. And so I have my little cards and quotes inside the love pocket. Moon wheel that I filled out, mandala that I colored. I don't always color these, but this time I did. And then I used the cut your own cards on each page. This one, the tail of the hawk folds out and has my little note there. I was still using my Hay House daily calendar there. A lot of times I chose a prayer to put in the pocket, including a cutout. The prayer books all have cutout prayers in the back, and then there's also the cut your own ones in color. And so a lot of these days I chose one for each day and stuck it in the pocket. And as I shared in another video, the mini prayer book flip through video, one of the things I shared there is just the cards themselves can be a really fulfilling daily practice. You can read them, you can light a candle, you can sit with your hand on your heart, you can go outside to your special place, you can sit at your altar, you can sit on your yoga mat, you can read the prayer aloud or to yourself and just let it sink into you, hold it in your heart. I had the little doll from Dancing Goddesses, a visiting inspiration doll, and so these are pictures I printed out on my little Kodak Step printer from our little Inanna circle that we're holding, and she went there with me. This was a coloring page that I got from Through Moonshine with Effie Wild. The design is by Aramid, somebody else that I can't remember the name of. I apologize for struggling to remember the names of the people who create such wonderful art for Effie's program. But anyway, it's part of Moonshine, but there's guest creators who do the botanical illustrations for each month. This full moon card is from Patricia Ballantyne's Creative Flame Oracle, and that oracle included a PDF download of the cards. So of course I got them all printed, and then I reduced the size and got them printed, and then I use those on the full moons. Oh, you know what? I meant to glue these in and I never did. These were roses from dried roses and lilies from my Vow of Faithfulness ceremony from the class I was taking with Patricia Lynn Riley and Monette Chilson of Woman Spirit Reclamation. And I dried the flowers for my ceremony, and then I was going to glue them in, and I didn't end up gluing them in, so they're just sitting there. This card was from Amanda Follow, the Phoenix Soul. I'm one of her patrons. And so then I put the April moon information on the inside of the card. Then this is from Witch's Datebook, and this is from Witch's Datebook for the April moon. So I put that in there. And I'm probably not going to go back. I think I'm just going to keep those flowers folded in there and go forward. Oh, I did put one flower in lily too. This was a card, sigil from Moonshine. This is drawn by Sarah Strumpet Stencils, so that I do remember. So that's where that comes from. This was the larger image from Water of Whimsy that I had showed you on the back. I used the sticker version on the back of my pocket-sized prayer book, and then I put the bigger version in this book. This one from Effie's program, again, drawn by a different artist. And I'm going to try to remember and link to that correctly in the comments for this, or not the comments, the description for this video. But this one I didn't finish coloring all the way, but I made it into a fold out. So then inside there's other stuff. That was kind of fun. A snapshot card. Botanical illustration. Also a fold out with a pocket. This is by Sarah Trump as well. Really liked that illustration. So I made sure to put that in. This is from the same program. Got the proof copy of my new book, 365 Days of Goddess, which is now all the way finished and not a proof copy anymore. And so I made sure to print out a picture from my little Kodak Step printer to celebrate that. Oh, look, here's a rune that didn't get glued in. Sometimes I find those. And guess what? It's okay. Just keep going. Lot of flowers showing up here. That's by Effie, one of her shield maidens. A lot of flowers, a lot of mushrooms showing up. We spend a lot of time in May looking for mushrooms, and I spend a lot of time in May delighting in the flowers. And so you can see that reflected in my choices for my pages this month. So many flowers represented. Sometimes more flowers than are actually currently in bloom, because I'm just anticipating with such delight that the flowers are going to be there, that I go ahead and use a bunch of imagery. Floral imagery is big for me in April and May. Oh, this is the new bookmark that goes with 365 Days of Goddess, and they came that day, and I went ahead and stuck one in my pocket. I have one in my book as a usable bookmark, but I decided to leave one in here on the day that I got it to kind of immortalize that it came that day, and I was really pleased with it. New little stickers from our sticker sheets. Went on a walk to the spring and saw wild hyacinths, so I printed out pictures there. My sister is very involved with the local LGBTQ support group, and she had a community event that I went to, so there was the hang tag from being there, and the little pride flag from my sandwich, and a sticker that I went ahead and added to the book. This came from Mindy Choi, Radical Ritual Community. Then the rest, the real edition of the book came, so pleased with that. So we got a big representation of that in my book again, as well as pictures that I took with my homeschool co-op class, where I'm helping teach a phenology of the Ozarks class, and so we are walking and studying what is growing in the environment where we are, and so I made sure to put some pictures from that in. Found a snake skin this day on the same day that the rune of the day was the serpent, so that was highly exciting to me, and I put the snake skin in my pocket there. Love it when that kind of synchronicity happens. I can't plan moments like that. More good stuff in my pockets. I was very pocket heavy this month, and why not? It's a great thing. Oh, another rune. It's funny to find those runes. I choose the runes in the morning when I'm writing my poems, and then I stick it in the pocket of the day before. So this rune would have belonged to this day, and I stick it in a little pocket, and then I glue it on, usually to the page the next day, but I did not obviously do that this time. We had our Beltane Green Man ceremony, and we planted seeds. That one was a pocket. I guess I took it out. Well, this actually is from the seed packets, and it makes kind of a weird shaped pocket like that. And then this was from the seeds that we used during our ritual too. So I made it into the bottom of the seed packet, and I made it into a pocket, which I thought was pretty clever if I do so myself. This is from I was using this as in kind of association with my other bookmarks. This was the card that I believe I showed you last month as well, this little oracle card, quote unquote, buffet that I did with my local circle, and everybody created a little card packet like that during our spring ritual. And so I'd been using it as a bookmark and tucking it into my book, and I decided to leave it with the April book, and I will possibly make a new one for May, or I might wait until June and make a new one then. But this one I decided she's going to live with my May book, and yeah, so that's what she is. Then I had some extra space in the back because April has one less day than the months, and I always put 31 pages in because I want the books to be able to be used during any month, so I don't pick and choose which gets 30 and which gets 31. I always make there be 31 days. This was a beautiful art piece that features Patricia Ballantyne. That's actually her, like, as a mask that was then done by another artist, and I found the piece was so inspiring that I printed out a tiny picture of it and put it in. There's our green man from our ritual. There's the kids at the spring. So I used that to kind of put my extra stuff in at the back there. Some extra snapshot cards. The simple and sacred affirmation prayer, I come back to every morning. I usually read that aloud every morning. And I often do this morning self-blessing as well. So they're here. So right after I pick the rune, I can then turn to this page. So I pick the rune from the pocket. This little pocket is where I kept my cutout runes. And then I'll choose the rune, and then I read the prayer, do the blessing, and then turn back to the front of the book and do my moon wheel and check on the word of the day and do the prayer of the month and those kinds of things. I did do the card layout this month on Easter, and thought that was a good time to do the egg card layout. That was good. This pocket had things in it, which have now been moved over into my May book instead. This was pockets within a pocket. So this is actually a pocket, this is a pocket, and this is a pocket. One can never have too many a pocket. So this beautiful art card is from Poetic Goddess. It's one of my own poems for the Goddess Magic community. Mood tracker from Dancing Goddesses, and then this is from Poetic Goddess as well, and I made it into a multi-layered pocket, and the snapshot cards into a multi-layered pocket as well. So basically I had all the pockets anyone could ever wish for in their prayer book. So there you go. That's my April prayer book flip through. Thank you so much for being here. Remember, you can go to 30daysofgoddess.com for all kinds of resources to help nourish and support you on your goddess ascension path, and to support, encourage, and nourish you in creating more mindful, intentional, sacred living for yourself. So remember, 30 Days of Goddess is all about making space for the sacred and for yourself in your very own life, and I would be happy to help you do that via 30daysofgoddess.com. Thanks so much for being here. Bye-bye.